in northern Michigan between Cadillac and Traverse City. 33 stone markers mark the location of an ancient 55-mile trail. The trail probably has a history that dates back to 700 BCE. It was used by the Hopewells as well as the Anishinaabe. And then in the 1940s, a guy named Milo Petoskey Crosby started marking the trail. And Poppins and I are on a mission to go find those stones. I'm Chuck.
I'm Poppins.
Channel's Restless Viking. Let's go look at some history.
And the trail starts here at the north side of Lake Mitchell, here in Cadillac, Michigan. It used to be called Big Clam Lake. There's evidence of the Hopewell tribe that dates back to 600 BCE. And then around 1200, the Three Fires people, the Odawa, Ojibwa, and Potawatomi, started using this trail that goes from here all the way up to Traverse City. So this area was very fertile. They could fish right here, and they farmed the land. This is marker 1, where it all begins. Let's head to marker 2.
So most of the markers are along busy roads, so it's not a trail you can hike. But it is a trail you can visit by car, which makes it kind of neat. And marker number 3 is called the Boone marker because 2 miles west of here is the town of Boone, Michigan. This is the town of Boone, Michigan. And about 1,200 years ago, they discovered Hopewell mounds and circles. So here was a recognizable garden site where they grew corn, beans, and squash about 1,200 years ago.
Marker 6, there used to be ash trees all around. There aren't any now. Ash trees were important for the natives' tool building. They used them for their axes and bows.
And here by marker 9, the Miyawataka marker, there's a pretty cool tree. Looks like it might be kind of in its last years, but Miyawataka means halfway in Potawatomi, and just west of here, I believe it's west, is the town of Miyawataka. And the credence given to this marker is that people did camp at the lake, which is not far from here. This is where the trail went. It came to this area and stopped, and people camped by the lake and continued on north to Traverse City. This is the beautiful and charming Poppins. So here at marker 12, the cross-state stagecoach passed through here, and today it's M42. The trail continued north until it ran across another road that hauled freight. So here at marker 13 marks where the trail crossed the freight road. And if you look on a satellite map, you can see that there's cleared land between the two roads still today. And it's contiguous. Stagecoaches needed better roads, smoother roads to go on, while freight tended to tear up the roads. So they would have two roads that paralleled each other, and marker 13 denotes the freight road. So after you find 13, you have to head to 14 and 15, which are either hike-in or you kind of need a vehicle that can handle roads that aren't the best. So off to 14 and 15, which is called the crossing. Well, what I thought was going to be an easy little thing It's turned into a bit of an adventure. And here we have our campers and our markers around here somewhere.
Yep.
How you doing? Good. We're just we came for the markers. We're gonna do a video of that. Sorry to interrupt.
You're not interrupting at all.
All right, thanks. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt your lunch.
So in this part of the Manistee River, you can see where we kind of have an oxbow where the logs get jammed up. So back in the day, when this was a trail, there used to be a log jam here which they could cross the water. Therefore, you have marker number 14, and over there on the other side of the river is marker number 15. And this is where the trail crossed the Manistee River. And the log jam was so intense that it actually, soil got on top of the log jam, so it was an easy cross to the river, but the river still ran underneath. So it's a camping area for dispersed camping here. We met some friends over there that watch a lot of YouTube. So marker number 14, and over there is number 15. As we were driving here with the great and venerable Poppins as navigator, she said most people stop driving just up ahead and then they hike in from there. And I said, well, it doesn't necessarily mean they hiked in, maybe they just stopped to go camping. And then as we got closer, she says, no, maybe they stopped because of this. Mea culpa, Poppins, you're right again. So 16 is gonna be a bit of a hike, although we didn't attempt any other trails to drive in, but a lot of hiking. So let's go check out 16. So we came from that way, and now we're on the North Country Trail. We've both volunteered many hours to the North Country Trail. It's a long, expansive trail that goes from New York to North Dakota. Comes through Michigan. And you can tell by the dollar bill sized blue blazes that are placed in the tree. That one's a little old. But as you're walking along, as you're hiking along, you come to number 16.
So archaeologists and historians found over 150 rings showing campsites. They probably weren't used all at once, but they show that the natives use this area significantly. And here's marker 16. It's the Indian camp marker.
So the west branch of the Anderson Creek joins the north branch of Anderson Creek here, and they form some marshes like the ones down the road. But here used to grow black ash tree, which was prized because if you pound on black ash tree, it separates the rings, therefore making splinters that you can make baskets out of. So marker 20 is named the black ash marker. Now we don't know the details of every marker. We only know the details of a few, and why they placed the markers, we don't know. All we know is that apparently using documentation or oral histories, they placed markers where they placed markers. There's scarce reference to what these markers mean, each one, and why it was placed. Only a few markers really have a brief history related to them. So in 1884, most trails in the area were still kind of pathways that led from place to place. The north-south trail was probably still the best access area around, so almost a perfect place for a Catholic church. 22 is named the St. Mary's marker. Marker 27, they know the trail existed here because they built a school that referenced this area. So the trail would have came here to this hip little section of Traverse City, but it wouldn't have been hip back when there was the trail. But down there is the Boardman River. But instead of crossing the river, you would have come and turned to parallel the river to the south. And marker 32 basically means we're pretty close to the end of the trail. We got one more marker to find. And then eventually, after 55 miles, you come to Grand Traverse Bay, and probably transportation to many other parts of the world. Easy transportation, big canoe, you can haul stuff. And you come to marker 33 of the Old Indian Trail from Cadillac to Traverse City. Well, now that's an interesting, obscure piece of Michigan history, isn't it, Poppins?
Sure is.
I'm Chuck the Viking.
I'm Poppins.
Channel's Restless Viking. We'll see you on the other side.